What do you want to do today?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I don't know. Do you want to do some flips?
No, that looks painful. We could never do something like that. Ouch.
Yeah, that would hurt.
I don't even think we could do rolls.
So let's try some.
Rolls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, you first.
Ow!
No, this is how you do it. Something like that?
We could play video games.
No, those get boring. Hey, I got this great idea. We can make these little factory-like things and...
They'd be small and like nanobots.
Yeah!
We could call them, cells.
Yeah!
Cells.
But what would be inside of them? I mean, we have all that extra space.
Well, we could have these blueprints, you know, inside them. And we could call them DNA, because that's what we'll make them out of. Deoxyribonucleic acid.
And this DNA needs to be in a safe spot. So we need to put them inside of a nucleus.
Oh, yeah. And then, because each cell will have its own blueprints, they'll be able to reproduce themselves, and then they'll take over the world.
So that doesn't look safe enough at all. That doesn't look near safe enough.
That's exactly what I was thinking. We need, like, another layer, you know?
Yeah.
Double-walled.
And we could call it a double membrane, because it's double-walled, yeah.
Nuclear membrane, because it's around the nucleus. Alright, but we need a way to turn the DNA into usable machinery for the cell.
Instead of just turning it into, we should transcribe the DNA into RNA, and it can be done inside of a nucleolus.
Oh, then the DNA doesn't have to leave the nucleus and it stays safe.
We need something to get rid of the waste, though.
Well, first, before we make something to get rid of the waste, let's make the waste. So we'll have these ribosomes, these little dot thingies. They'll take amino acids and it'll make them into proteins.
Awesome, but we need to put them in some little wavy line thingy. Yeah, like that.
Okay. I'll just call it the rough endoplasmic reticulum because that's funner to say than wavy ribbon line thingy.
That's a long one. How do you even know how to spell that?
I went to school.
Oh, is that what that's called?
It's a made-up word. I can spell it however I want. Of course, if we have a rough endoplasmic reticulum, we should have a smooth one too.
And in the side of the smooth one, it'll make fats or lipids and stuff like that, like you.
Did you just call me fat?
And this one, the rough one, will make a cell wall so it's strong like me. So it'll make that.
Alright, but all this stuff made by the ER, it should probably go somewhere first.
It could go to some apparatus-like thing right over here.
Oh, it'd be like the post office, and we could name it after Camilo Golgi because he's a really cool physicist. Yep, stuff will go from the ER to the Golgi apparatus, and it will come in on one side, and it will exit, modified slightly, through the other side. So we're going to have all this machinery in the cell, but when it breaks down, what do we do with it?
We can have something eat the broken down machinery, and it can be recycled.
Well, we'll call it a lysosome, because that's, you know, fun to say. Whoa! Wait a second! What if the cell doesn't take up enough room?
Then we can have something that absorbs water or something that looks something like that.
And it'll get bigger.
And because it gets bigger, the cell naturally gets bigger, right?
Makes sense.
And we can call them vacuoles.
And they can hold poison and stuff, that way if other, you know, bad things try to go into the cell.
It can hold chemicals that kill stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And other waste.
What if the lysosomes take over? We can't just have the lysosomes having all the fun, eating all the stuff in the cell.
Well, if they are having too much fun, we'll have something called, some friend called the...
Peroxisomes.
Peroxisomes.
Because they'll eat up hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah, and we all know hydrogen peroxide will kill everything. Peroxisomes will help the lysosomes. That way they don't get all the glory.
Yep. Now, what if we had like a special category of cells that could create energy from the sun?
Something like plant cells?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's a good name. 'Cause that's fun.
And it could use these things called chloroplasts.
And they're called chloroplasts because they have chlorophyll in them, right?
Yeah, and that's the name of the pigment. And the pigment, you know, it takes the energy from the sun
And changes it into energy that the cell can use.
well, it would change it into sugar like glucose. Beep. We need to do something with the glucose though now.
We could have something called mitochondria that changes the glucose into energy, usable energy that the cell can use.
So it will take the glucose and it will turn it into a form of energy. What's your middle name?
Andrew.
Alright, so have an A in there somewhere. And my first name's Tommy. And P because it's a plant cell. Alright.
So tap. No, we're not raging alcoholics.
You're right.
No, it should be called. I got it. It should be called
ATP, and then we could expand that and call it adenosine triphosphate, and that's what it's made out of.
Yeah, because that's what we made out of the glucose.
Exactly. Wait, hold on. So, we have the cell, but we don't really have anything holding it together. Well, I mean, what holds you together? Skeleton. You are a skeleton. So, the cell needs a skeleton.
And we can call it the cytoskeleton because I'm fluent in Greek and I know that cyto means container or vessel, just like the cell. The cell's a container or vessel.
What kind of structures would make up the cytoskeleton? I'm kinda blank on this.
Yeah, we can have 3 different parts. We can have the microtubules, which transport stuff from the Golgi apparatus to the smoothie R, or vice versa, and from place to place like that, and everywhere else. We can have an intermediate filament that holds different pieces together to reinforce stuff. These ones will be a little thinner than the microtubules, of course. And then we can have the microfilaments, which will hold the plasma membrane out here together, because that's pretty thin and wobbly the way it is. Well, now that we have a basis for what we're going to build, why don't we just start building it? Do we even have the tools to build this?
Are you kidding? Absolutely not. And besides, something like this could never work.
Well, now that we know this will never work, let's go get some pizza. I'm hungry.
Me too.
Alright.